Welcome everyone back to Chanhassen High School. I'm Owen Slindy. Joining me tonight is Louis Fromelt. The girls play their second home game here and they host the Waconia Wildcats. Louis, it's their first time meeting as conference opponents.
Yeah, it should be an interesting matchup. The Storm's defense, as I'm looking at here, has been really good to start the year off, so that's something we haven't seen in past years because last year they were kind of like an offensive wildcat. They would get Maddie Hicks and Callan Hake run the offense through them, but so far they've been running the offense through them and playing great defense. So I think this is a new great Storm team that we're getting ready to watch.
Storm are 3-1. Their only loss is to number 7 ranked Wyzetta. They only lost by 1, and then I believe it was last Friday that they beat Buffalo pretty well handedly. And Louis, Maddie Hicks ties the record, 7 threes made in a game. She had 7 threes and then a layup, which were her 23 points.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how she keeps going through the offseason. I mean, this season. With how hot she started, I want to see if she's going to be able to keep it up, and so far she showed us that she will. I mean, we're not expecting her to make 7 threes every game, but certainly if she can hit 3 or 4, that'll be huge for this team.
She had 23. Callan had 16. The last time these two met, however, Callan Hake had 23 and Maddie had 17. And Ava Steer had 16 for the Wildcats. Louis, the Wildcats 2-2. They've played. I believe it was. They lost to Chaska. I know that, but Louis, they've lost most of their varsity players. But last year they were a powerhouse. They only lost twice, and both times to Marshall. Once in the section championship.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a team that's going to need a little bit to get going. It seems like they might be pretty young, so I think that as they get going, they're only going to get better. So I think they're kind of a wild card right now.
Storm were very young last year, Louis. Now their lineup mostly consists of seniors, and then next year they'll be pretty young. What do you think the Storm needs to do to, kind of just make the season the most of it, and kind of give the seniors their best shot?
Well, I want to see them giving their all. I want to see them coming out hard every game because, as you said, this is their last season. Most of them are seniors. They want to win as very bad. So I think giving it your 100% every single game, playing like it's your last, is will them to some good wins this year.
Yeah, Callan Hake is very familiar with this court, playing here 5 years. Maddie Hicks has been playing here since freshman year. Other than that, it's been pretty much Macy Sweetser is the only other senior that's gotten the most significant playing time. However, other seniors do. It's just those 3 have the most experience. Do you think their leadership has to play a huge role with helping out these younger players?
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. If you can get 2 great players for your team, that one has played 5 and one has played 4 years, that's super impactful, especially when you got young great players like Lauren Arnold as well, how good of a mentor they can be for the younger girls.
We'll be awaiting the starting lineup. This is Chan Girls Basketball on Storm Broadcasting.
Boys and girls, and welcome to Chanhassen High School. This is the 2021-22 season, 13th season of Storm Girls Basketball. Tonight's game, we have a special welcome to one of the newest members of the Metro West Conference. Please welcome the Waconia Wildcats. Tonight's game is being played under the rules and policies of the Minnesota State High School League. Remember, pride, respect, fair play governs what happens in competition. The same 3 qualities should govern our behavior as fans. At Chanhassen High School, sportsmanship, good sportsmanship is our standard. Let's continue the tradition of excellence. Thank you and enjoy tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest with us tonight, a Chanhassen senior. He is a member of the Metro West All-Conference Choir, an all-state choir participant in 2021 and 2022. Please welcome David Reed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you stand as you are able. Gentlemen, remove your caps facing the flag as we honor America. Let us also be mindful of the men and women around the globe who currently stand watch in defense of our liberty and freedom. Our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, David. Nice job. Nice to have members of the Chanhassen for tonight's game, beginning with the visitors, the Waconia Wildcats, under head coach Dusty Neibauer, assisted by Nelia Von Glan. Starting off, senior, number 2 is Morgan Meyer. Next up, senior, number 11, Grace Sine. Next up, senior, number 22, co-captain Audrey Swanson. Next up, senior, co-captain number 33, Ava Steer. And lastly, senior, number 40, Mackenzie Amundsen. Your Waconia Wildcats. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The Office of the National Weather Service here in Chanhassen has just issued this emergency severe weather alert. Doppler radar indicates a storm of massive proportions approaching from the west. We've been advised that all fans should seek shelter immediately with the storm arriving in a matter of a few seconds. Here comes the storm under the leadership of lead storm chaser Kaylee Walsh, assisted by navigator Haley Buse, and the map reader is Matt Arnold. Starting for the Chanhassen storm, sophomore number 1, Lauren Arnold. Next up, senior co-captain number 4, Maddie Hicks. Next up, senior co-captain number 12, Elena Giles. Senior co-captain number 14, Callan Hake. And senior number 40, Macy Sweetser, your Chanhassen Storm. The officials for tonight's game are Matt Olive, Dan Block, and Chris Olsen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play basketball.
Welcome back for tip-off, everyone. And Waconia wins the tip. And right down is missed by Edmondson. Rebound by Elena Giles. Arnold with the ball, running point. It's Macy Sweetser, and she just throws it just behind Elena Giles. Turnover on the Storm. And to inbound for the Wildcats is Grace Syme. Ball into Swanson. She drives. Layup. Good. Arnold running the point now for the Storm. Starting lineup for the Storm. Her, Elena Giles, Macy Sweetser, Maddie Hicks, and Callan Hake. As the shot by Elena Giles goes just off. And good grab there by Lauren Arnold to force the alternate possession in favor of the Storm. Maddie Hicks now to inbound under the Chan hoop. She gets it up top to Callan Hake. Callan makes a move, crossover floater, just off the mark. Defensive rebound by Ava Steer. Hake gets this takeaway. She goes up, layup, good. Hake gets the Storm rolling tonight, and it's a tie game 2-2 here early on. Meyer has it. And good block there by Elena Giles and Lauren Arnold. Arnold with the takeaway now. She's trying to go coast to coast, not able to finish. Defensive rebound by Audrey Swanson. Passed it behind to Steer. She dumps it down, it gets tipped. It's off Chan. And it'll stay here on Waconia's end. And now into inbound is Seam. Steer, bucket good. The 12-foot jumper. 12-foot jumper goes. Hicks running the point. Had a career high. 23 on Friday. Good give and go there to Elena Giles for the easy layup. Good eyes there by Maddie Hicks. Meyer running the point. She finds Amundsen down low. Good help D there by Callan Hake. Pull-up jumper. Good by Audrey Swanson. She's averaging 14.2 a game as a season high of 25. Hake crossing up to defender. Three ball no good. Offensive board though by Elena Giles. Maddie Hicks trying to stay hot, and she does. She was 7 for 8 last game. She's 1 for 1 right now. Elena Giles almost comes away with the steal, then forces Meyer to force it out of bounds. Louis, what do you think about the pace of the play right now?
I really like. I think it's a great sign to see Maddie Hicks hit the three that early. Hopefully she can stay hot like that. I'd like to see the Storm moving a little bit more on defense. I think they're staying a little bit still. Waconia's getting around them pretty easy, so I'd like to see them play some tighter D right now.
Callan Hake running the point. She drives, gets it poked away by Meyer, and it's a steal for the Wildcats. Wildcats coming into the game 2-2. Their only conference loss and only conference game besides this one was to Chaska. Coming into the game, only Chaska and Waconia have faced each other in the Metro West, so not a lot of action in conference play here. Good fake there by Swanson. She goes back up, and it's good. Wildcats lead by 1. Hake finds Arnold at the top. Arnold to Sweetser. Back to Hicks. They're working their way around. Hake getting double teamed. Finds Arnold. Now to Hicks. Hicks trying to slow it up a little bit. And a reach and foul. Pretty obvious there by Morgan Meyer. Coming up this Friday, boys basketball hosts Prior Lake. Louis, it'll be another tough contest as the boys just came off a loss last week to Edina.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a really good game there. I think we have a chance to have a really good back and forth that comes down to the end.
Be sure to tune in. We'll have it live. It'll be me and Louis on the call as Hake gets it poked away by Swanson. Swanson moving in transition, gets it blocked by Maddie Hicks. Goes up with it, was Myers, and Elena Giles gets in the way. Swanson, however, is right there to force Arnold to turn it over in an alternate possession.
Zero is Elena Kennedy, and number 14, senior co-captain Sarah Cravens. Davis Steer returns.
Waconia working their way around. Steer, 3-ball. Rattles in and out, no good. Defensive board by Hake. Hake now pushing it up the court. Hicks, 3-ball. Rattles in and out. Offensive board by Arnold. She goes up, almost draws the end one. She'll head to the line for 2. Great board there by Arnold in a swamp of Steer and Edmondson. Clearly had the height advantage. I'm not quite sure how Arnold got that ball. And she makes her first. And making her second. Three-ball taken by Keone. No good. Defensive board bounces into the hands of Arnold. She pulls up from the corner, and it's good.
That's it by Lauren Arnold for 2.
That was the corner of the free throw line. Good elbow shot there by Arnold. Steer now working against Giles. Good steal there by Arnold. And she draws the foul. Louis, Arnold had good defense last year, and we're continuing to see it again this year.
Yeah, last year she was a total energizer for this team, and I love to see that she's doing that again this year. Her defensive energy and even what she brings on the offensive end is so valuable to this team.
Especially when they need it, when they're down or when they just need a boost of energy. She's a good source of it. Arnold gives it to Hake. Hake gets a screen from Sweetster. Sweetster to Giles. Storm have yet to sub. A wide open Sweetster. Good give there by Elena Giles. Great play there. Whoever drew that one up, it's worked twice tonight. Hicks picks up Keone right at half court. Steer gets a layup to fall.
Basket by number 33, Steer for 2.
Hake finds Sweetster wide open down the court. And a quick timeout taken by the Waconia Wildcats. It looked like Sweetser just got down there faster than her opponent.
Yeah, the Storm's offensive play calls right now are getting them really wide open and especially down low, making those layups very easy. That's what you love to see early here for the Storm.
Storm up 5. We'll be back in 50 seconds. Coming out of the Storm timeout, Waconia timeout. Keefney running point. Hicks picking her up right at half court again. Off ball foul called on Elena Giles.
Also number 12, Elena Giles. That's her first personal
Her first team's first.
For Waconia, number 22,
Lauren Soybert checks in for the first time tonight.
Now in the lineup, number 23, Ella Kurzel. Also
For Elena Giles.
Avery
And Avery Linder checks in for Macy Sweetster. Good tip there by Avery Linder. Lauren Arnold now pulls up from the free throw line. Good. Good bucket in transition there by Lauren Arnold. She was quiet on Friday night, only with 4. She's already has 6 tonight. A foul called right inside the arc. And it would be on Maddie Hicks.
That's her first personal foul, team second. In the lineup for Waconia, Morgan Meyer returns, replacing Kennedy. For Chanhassen, number 24, Lauren Soiber in the lineup, now replacing Maddie Hicks.
Lauren Soibert and Ella Kurzal. That was Ella Kurzal that checked in, my bad. So now Soibert checks in for Maddie Hicks. Good ball movement here by the Wildcats. 3 ball. No good. Rattles out. Shot there by Swanson. And I believe that was Soibert that came away with the defensive rebound. Storm swinging it around the key. Soibert has it. She got it tipped right back to her. Linder, cross-court pass to Arnold. And there will be no jump ball. It was moving the entire time. Now Steer coming. And good called timeout there by Coach Kayla Walsh, as that was Lauren Soibert that got on top of it. Storm will have it coming out of the timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Coming out of the timeout, Storm don't make any switches in the lineup. Hake running the point. Hake finds Kurzal, and she tried to get it to Soibert, but throws it right into the hands of Syme. 3 ball, and it's good by Sazama.
Basket by number 22, Audrey Swanson.
Arnold finds Soibert. Bucket good from the elbow. Pick and roll.
Basket by Lauren Soibert for 2.
It's her first bucket of the night. Three ball. Good by Swanson.
Audrey Swanson.
3-point game here in Chanhassen. Hake finds Linder down low, working the post. No good. Falls into the hands of Steer. Working the post is Swanson. She goes up, no good. Good defense there by Kellen Hake. Soibert hands it off to Hake. Arnold now. 3 blocked from behind by Swanson. And Arnold will get called for the body. It's kind of sneaky play there by Swanson, Louis.
Oh, yeah, she did a really good job to you almost, like, when you make those plays, you almost try to make your footsteps a little quieter when you're running up behind them trying to get that block.
Macy Sweetser returns for Avery Linder, and Maddie Hicks returns, replacing Lauren Arnold. Hicks guarding Meyer. Three ball by Steer. Off the mark, defensive board there by Macy Sweetser. Hicks running the point. pull up, jumper no good, and that's a defensive board. Yep, by Swanson. Swanson leads all scorers with 9 here tonight. Here's Steer. And now Syme back to Steer. Floater no good. Defensive board by Hake. Hake running in transition. Loses her dribble. Pass out to Hicks for 3. Just short off the mark. Seam now. Cross court pass to Steer. And one is going to be called. Lauren Sorbert will get called for the foul. And that's going to be Swanson, who will go for her and one. Louis, Swanson now has 11. What do you think the Storm needs to do to try to slow her down a little bit?
Like I said earlier, I kind of want to see them get a body in front, similar to what Lauren Arnold did at half court. I want to see them kind of stiffen up a little bit, kind of make themselves a wall for her to get around.
And that was to tie it. And it goes 8-12 here. We're tied at 19 in Chanhassen. Hake running up the court. Soibert for 3. Rattles in and out. And that'll be off on Giles. She tried to tip it out to Sweetster. Sweetster wasn't where Giles thought she was going to be, so turnover on the Storm. And the Wildcats take over again. Arnold replaces Hake with 7:57 to go. Syme now working the baseline. Now up to Meyer, up at the top. Shot no good. Syme gets gets the miss. Amundsen, jumper. Rolled in by Soibert. She gets it up to Hicks. Hicks to Giles. Giles driving. Down low to Sweetser. It gets tipped. So the Storm will have it under their own hoop.
Layden Kennedy in the lineup replacing Meyer.
Soibert finds Sweetster. She gets it up to Hicks. Hicks driving, gets hit hard and called late foul. She'll shoot 2. And Hake already checking back in for the Storm.
At the line shooting 2 free throws, Maddie Hicks.
Bucket good by Hicks.
For the Storm, Calvin Hake returns to the floor.
Hake returns for Soibert. Another 2 for 2 now from the line. From Hicks, she has 5. Storm go up 2, 21-19. Arnold gets the steal. She pulls up just beyond the free throw line. Off the back of the rim, no good. Giles can't hold on to the defensive board, so it'll be Waconia ball. Kevney running the point. Layup good there by Syme. Good eyes there by Kevney. Arnold running the point. She gets it stripped away by Kevney. Giles defending Syme. Back out to Kevney. And it will be thrown away. It was saved, but it's over and back. A little late call there, but it'll still be Storm ball. Louis, the Storm got 6 minutes to try to take control and try to get more momentum left in this half. What do you think they need to do?
I want to see them run the plays that they were earlier in the games with the pick and rolls, getting people wide open in the paint. I haven't seen them do that since fairly earlier in the game, so I want to see them get back to that. That was working pretty well earlier.
And Hake's been getting the focus from Waconia. She kicks it out to Sweetser. 3 ball. Good! Never mind, they'll make that for 2.
Macy Sweetser for 2.
Looked like a 3 from up here. Arnold goes for the strip from Sasma. No good. And a 3 ball from Odmundson. No good. Defensive board by Hicks. Hicks running quickly. Tried to dump it off to Sweetser, but Sweetser didn't see it coming right away. And a reach and foul will be called on Elena Giles.
Also number 12, Elena Giles. That's her first person. Chanhassen, Ella Kurzall.
Kurzall replaces Elena Giles.
For Waconia, Audrey Swanson replacing Grace Syme.
Kevney to inbound under her hoop. Pull-up jumper by Steer, no good. Defensive board by Hicks. Hicks driving, finds a wide-open Kurzall. Layup good.
After by Ella Kurzall, assist to Maddie Hicks.
Louis, throughout the years, what I've seen, Maddie Hicks is an assist machine.
Yeah, almost I would say a facilitator. She's very good at finding the open man, and she even gets her teammates open, which is just a very nice talent for this team to have.
Hake gets the takeaway. Now Sweetser has it in the corner, back up top to Hake. Hake gets it to Kurzall. Kurzall gets hit hard, and so it'll be a foul on the ground. Storm will inbound under their own hoop.
Also number 33, Ava Steer. That's her second personal foul. Back in the lineup.
Avery Linder checks in for Macy Sweetser.
Macy Sweetser.
Inbounds up to Hake. Hake for 3. Good! Hake showing off her range. Louis, that was good separation. Oh, and she gets it right away. She gets it right back. Layup good. That was with help from Hicks. As we go into the timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Haven Amick, this is for you. Haven Amick, this is for you.
That was Hake. She's been getting more. She's been getting more open. She's been creating space.
Listen carefully. At halftime,
Hold on.
we'll have 6 participants.
Sorry about that. The PA Denny Lavenberger was making an announcement. Louis, Kellen Hake's been on that last possession. She was finding her space, got the open shot, drilled a 3.
Yeah, she needs to get hot. When she's on her game, it's huge for this team, especially when she can consistently make her shots, especially 3-pointers. If she can make 3-pointers at a consistent rate, they won't be able to guard her.
Yeah, and she's not too worried about starting off cold. She started a little cold. It was just because her other teammates were started off so hot last Friday. She ended up with, I believe, what was it, 16. So I mean, that's a good night on the court.
Yeah, we've seen that before, where she'll have a slow first half, and then she just comes out fire in the second half, like the first half never even happened.
I think that's important as a player, just to like forget about what happened. Like if the shots weren't falling, shots weren't falling. We talked about that in the boys game a couple Fridays ago when they hosted Holy Family. Hake for 3 deep. Good. Just like that. Pulling the trigger. And she's still showing off her range. And the assist from Maddie Hicks. Like we said, facilitator. Down low is Swanson. No good. Edmondson gets the bucket on the offensive board. Storm up 10. They went on a quick run. Arnold for 3. Rattles in and out. Defensive board by Sazama. And Avery Winter will get called for the foul. 3:06 to go. Storm really have opened up because they're hitting their shots on offense.
Yeah, and like we were just talking about, when you start cold, you have to be able to consistently shoot it and make it. Just because you started cold doesn't mean you're going to be cold the whole game. Like if you lose confidence, that can lose you games.
Yeah, I was talking when the Storm boys played last Thursday. They played at Edina. They were down 20-2 really quick, and I think that just got to their heads. And yes, Edina is a really good team as the bucket from Swanson drops. But I feel like, and they know that Prior Lake's going to be a tough contest, but I think it'll be a good game if they just don't let themselves get in too deep of a hole. Hake's 3, no good. Defensive board there by Waconia's seam. And double dribble there by Steer. Turnover, Wildcats. Hake running the point. She gets it to Hicks. Fakes the 3. Finds an open Kurzal. And a called jump ball. It'll be Storm ball.
Belongs to Chanhassen.
Hake takes the drive, finds Kurzal. Bucket good from the baseline.
Kurzal scoring, assist to Hake.
Good read there by Hake. Saw that she was open. Defender wasn't really close to her, so she got it. And a takeaway, almost by Arnold. Swanson gets up with it, though. Gets her own miss. And then is fouled on the next try by Kurzal.
Fouls on number 23, Ella Kurzal. That's her first personal foul, team 7th.
Her first team 7th. Waconia will be in the bonus for the rest of the half. Storm need one more to be in the bonus. Swanson's first one goes. And same with the second one. Here's Hake. She brings it up the court. Hicks now. Good help cover there by Swanson. Down low to Linder. Working the post. She goes up, gets it blocked by Edmondson. Arnold. Good defense there by Arnold on Meyer. Makes the Wildcats reset it. Down low is Steer. Trying to work against Kurzal. Doesn't get the bucket to fall. And the defensive board there by Ella Kurzal. Hicks trying to slow things up a little bit. Hicks open for 3. No good. And the defensive board there by Steer. Bucket good on the baseline by Edmondson. Under a minute here to go. 6-point lead for the Storm. As Hake is running the point. She's got it. Out to Hicks. Now to Kurzal. In the corner to Arnold. Back up top to Hake. Up top to Hicks. 3 ball. Wide open. Good.
Hicks for 3.
Assist by Hake. Hicks with 8. Hake with 10. Steer working against Kurzal. And Kurzal will get called for the foul. As far as I saw, it was good defense there by Kurzal holding her ground.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get all of them. Sometimes when you come back, you kind of throw your arm back and then throw it forward to call get the block. They'll call you on the foul sometimes.
Steer makes her first.
We have a Steer at the line shooting a second of 2.
Drury
For Chanhassen.
in for Kurzal and Sweetser in for Linder.
Number 11, Grace Lyon in the lineup now for Waconia.
Syme checks in for Amundsen. Storm still have 18 seconds. They're up 7 now after that second made free throw. Coach Walsh trying to call out a play real quick to her team as they were waiting for the subs to change. Hake up top to Hicks. Hands it off to Hake. Hake driving. She gets hit hard. She'll head to the line with 3.9 seconds to go. Louis there, Hake just kind of put her head down and was like, I'm gonna go up no matter what.
And sometimes that's what you got to do. You just run towards the basket and go up as strong as you can. Her outside shot's hitting, but if your outside shot's not hitting, that's what you like to do. You want to drive to the hoop, go up strong. That's what you love to see.
Hake makes her first.
For the Wildcats.
Her season high, 22. I believe that came in St. Francis. And bucket. Free throw number 2, good. Storm running a press, trying not to get a shot off for the Wildcats. And Sweetser draws the foul, gets called for the foul. Something you don't want to see there with now 3 seconds left on the clock, but it gives them an opportunity to go to the free throw line and try to get more points. So it's still a 1-1, and Luagi is at the line. It's missed. And out of bounds on Sweetser, so with 1.9 left, the Wildcats will have it under their own hoop. Good inbounds block there. I couldn't tell who that was. It was either Arnold or Drury, one of the Storm defenders. And now there's only 0.6 seconds left. It'll take a miracle to get a shot off here. She gets one off. No good. Storm go up 40-31 at halftime. Louis, what are your first half takeaways?
I thought both teams played actually a pretty good half. Mostly offensive battle. Neither defense really had strong stretches there. There were at times when you would see like good steals by both teams. And so, yeah, I think the focal point for what both teams are going to talk about at halftime is cutting the turnovers. I think both teams have had unnecessary turnovers that they can't have if they want to win this game.
And Louis, on Friday night, what are you looking forward to about this key matchup that the Storm boys need to win? That obviously will be here on YouTube, but what do you think the Storm need to do to try to play their best game against a tough Prior Lake team?
Yeah, again, when we get to see them in the Holy Family game, I really love their press. I'm not sure if they're going to do that again against Prior Lake, different team, different game. But if they do, they ran that so well last time that if they can run an effective press, that could help them win the game.
All right, we'll be back in 9 minutes. Stay here. 9-point game going into the second half. like pull away.
And the Chanhassen broadcasting crew.
I'd like to see us or them maybe shoot the three ball a little more. I didn't think they took as many threes as I thought they would. I mean, I get that they're not always open, but if they can get the open shot, Maddie Hicks, Lauren Arnold, even Macy Sweetser, Callan Hick, all of them, if they get the open three, I want to see them take it.
Storm have taken 10 threes this half. It's Hicks on the court for the Storm. Hicks, Arnold, Giles, Sweetster, and Hake. So it's the starting lineup back for the Storm. And a wide open Edmondson under the basket for two. Hicks has it. Up to Hake at the top of the key. Hake spin move. Out to Arnold. And Sweetser gets it taken away. Swanson. Three ball short. She gets her own miss in the corner now. Syme drives. Swanson three ball goes in.
Swanson for three.
Here's Arnold now at half court. She drives. She's like, I'll do this myself. Takes it coast to coast. Called an ISO. Except no one really cleared out there. Here's Meyer out to Syme. Down low to Edmondson. Edmondson just got position over Sweetster there. Got behind her and got the easy bucket. Storm up 4. Arnold to Hake for 3 at the top of the key. Good! 15 on the night for Hake. Swanson for Waconia has 19. Amundsen getting position. That's 2 easy buckets in a row. Storm need to defend that a little better. Hake driving, kicks it out to Sweetster. Out to Arnold. Thought about the 3. Now kicks it out to Hicks. Out to Hake for 3. Good ball movement by the Storm. Gets a triple. Louis, that reminded me of the passing drill. You could only pass a certain amount of times before you shot it. And hey, it worked. And Hake gets the steal. She wanted to pull up from 3. Elects not to. Now Hicks hands it off to Hake. Hake gets it to Sweetser in the corner. Long 2, and it's good.
Sweetser for 2.
Macy is 4 for 4 from the field tonight. Swanson. Sorry, no, that's Syme. Has it. She's guarded by Hake, and Hake will get called for a foul. Her first, team's first. Louis, what are you liking so far?
Chan's offense has come out absolutely swinging. They're hitting shots at a very consistent rate right now. But their paint defense is getting a little lackluster. They're kind of giving them easy layups down there. You'd like to see them tighten that up.
Did you like the way that we passed a few possessions back? Just kept looking for the open.
Yeah, and there was like 2 or 3 open shots that they could have taken, but they ended up passing it to Callan for the 3. And that's, as a coach, you got to love that. Like, that's exactly what you want to see. Keep moving the ball. Get the best shot that you possibly can.
Yeah, Lauren Arnold obviously had the open 3. She elected to drive, then kicked it out to Hicks, who then had a defender closing in on her, then kicked it out to Hake. Hake now to Arnold. Elects not to take the 3, but she gets 2 out of it. She goes right inside the arc. An assist by Hake, her 6th on the night. Arnold has 10. Swanson goes up, misses it, but gets fouled on the way up. And it's a foul on Avery Linder. That's her second. Team third.
Shooting 2 free throws is Audrey Swanson.
Swanson misses her first. Waconia is 5 for 7 from the line tonight. Misses her second. and falls to the ground. Hake for 3. Good! Hake now heating up from 3. She has 5. She's getting close to Hicks. She's 5 for 7, 21 points. Timeout on the court. Louis, I mean, I don't know what to say. Hake has been, like you said, she usually comes out shooting in the second half. That's what she's done.
Yeah, and she's gotten really hot here. I'm not going to be surprised if we see a couple of heat checks from her. I also want to almost put her on triple-double watch. She's sitting at 6 assists, 4 rebounds right now. So not super close, but she's getting there. Having an awesome game right now.
All right, we'll be back in 40 seconds. This is Chan Goes Basketball on the Storm Broadcasting Network. Waconia coming out of their timeout. Let's see if I think they called the timeout to try to cool off Callan Hake. Let's see if it actually worked. Meyer working the post, now down to Edmondson. Syme wide open is Edmondson. No good, defensive board there by Linder. Hake now running up the court. Hake out to Giles for 3. No good. She gets her own miss. Out to Hicks in the corner for 3. Good! Louis, it's almost like they heard you. You said shoot more threes. That's what they've done. Most of their points in the second half has come from threes. Hicks shooting 50% from deep. She has 11. Avery Linder gets called for her 3rd foul. And so Sweetser will check in for her. Here's the pass into Swanson. Blocked by Arnold. Good block there. She is a defensive force. Hake fakes the 3. Finds Sweetser down low. Good.
Sweetser for 2 from Callan Hake.
Up top is Amundsen. She swings it around to Keaveney. Keaveney down low to Swanson, and it goes for 2. Louis, I forgot about the score. Storm are up 18 all of a sudden. They were only up 9 at half. Now they've really opened it up. Hake drives. And we'll draw the foul on, I believe, Amundsen. Nope, it'll be on Luagi. Her second, team's first of the half. Hake fakes the 3 and draws the foul on Audrey Swanson.
Callan Hake right now, after hitting all those threes, she's now 2 times in a row. But on the 3-point arc, had a somewhat open shot, but gone for the pump fake and then drove right past him. It's 2 times she tried to do that now, and I really like that strategy, especially when they think you're going to shoot it since you're so hot.
She drives, goes up, layup, no good. Offensive board by Giles. Hicks now gets a screen from Hake. Corner shot by Sweetser. Looks like it got tipped a little bit, so it ends up short. Keaveney drives out to Edmondson. 3-ball shot. No good. And out of bounds off Swanson, so it'll be Storm ball. Checking in for the Storm is Lauren Soibert for Arnold.
For Waconia, Ava Spear, and Patty
Louis, even if Hake gets 3 more assists, a double-double is pretty good for high school basketball.
Oh, yeah, especially on assists, too. You don't see assists too often. It's usually rebounds, so when you're the leading scorer and an assist, that's very impressive.
Hake gets it to Soibert. Soibert to Giles. Down to Sweetster. Up top. Now to Hake. Hake. Up top to Hicks for 3. No good. Just too strong. Offensive board by Elena Giles. She kicks it out to Hake. Deep 3. Just off the mark. She gets her miss. Macy Sweetster on the offensive board. And she draws the foul on Luagi.
Calls on number 10, Gabby Luagi. That's her third personal
Her
foul.
third, team's third.
Team third.
Hicks inbounds it to Hake behind half court. Hake to Sweetster, hands it off to Soibert, kicks it out to Hicks and gets called for the travel. Was Lauren Soibert, so the play blew dead. Storm up 18, 11:32 to go here in the game. Storm traveled to Cooper, I believe, on Friday night. Again, on Friday night, we'll have a big matchup. Storm, it would be a big win for the Storm to move to 2-1. They've only played 2 games, which is pretty shocking to me. I believe they'll have a pretty packed rest of the season. They've only had 1 game a week the past 2 weeks, so we'll see how they respond. They've had 8 days off. Hopefully the practice has been good, some much-needed rest, and they can come out firing. Sweetster, 3-ball, good!
Sweetser for 3.
Sweetster does not usually pull the trigger from 3, but tonight, Louis, she's been taking the deep shots.
Yeah, and I like to see it. I like her shot. She's got a good form, and every time she shoots it, if it doesn't go in, it's close. So I like to see her shoot that.
Soibert was looking for Sweetster. It gets tipped out of bounds on Waconia, so it will remain with the Storm. Arnold and Kurzall replacing Hicks and Giles. Soibert to inbound under her own basket. Hake gets the inbounds. Hake driving, goes up, draws the foul on the ground. That's Waconia's 4th team foul. It's on Sazama.
Grace Syme in the lineup replacing Sarah Cravens.
Hake gets the inbound. She takes the 3-ball. No good. Offensive board loose. They're going to call a jump ball. And it will remain with the Storm. Good hustle there by Lauren Arnold and Ella Kurzall.
Subbing in for Waconia, Audrey Swanson returns to the lineup replacing Luagi.
Soibert inbounds it to Arnold. Out to Hake. Hake draws another foul on Swanson. I keep repeating myself. I sound like a broken record. That's happened a lot here lately.
Yeah, they're kind of making themselves a wall right now, trying to not let Callan get around them, and that's kind of causing them to draw a lot of fouls.
Here's Hake. She kicks it out to Sweetster. 3-ball off the mark. Offensive rebound by Soibert, but that gets stripped away. Up top now is Swanson. Swanson goes up with it and gets it to drop. She's got 23. Hake with 21. Hake finds a wide open Sweetster, and Sweetster now has 15 on the night. ties her career high. I believe, no, that passed her career high. Her season high and career high was 13 before. Deep three ball, no good. Offensive board. And went back up with it, no good. And then finally on the third try, Syme gets it to drop. Arnold needs to get rid of it. And Walsh calls a timeout. Storm up 65-46, 8:44 to go. Don't go anywhere, Storm. Fans, this is a fun one. Storm fans, last we heard of, the Stormhawks girls hockey team tied 1-1 after one. That was 40 minutes ago. We have not gotten another update. We'll keep you posted. Hicks in the corner. Hake is out of the game right now. Herzog goes up with it. No good, and it's rebounded by Meyer. Wildcats swinging it around the arc. Good defense there by Storm, preventing the inside pass. Arnold moving in transition, shifting through the defense. She draws the foul on the ground. And so the Storm will have it under their own hoop. Stet steers third. Team sixth. Good fake there by Soibert. She goes up with it and draws the end one. Good play there by Lauren Soibert.
The basket by Lauren Soibert was good,
and the foul was on Meyer, so Storm will be in the bonus for the rest of the game with 8 minutes to go. Partially thanks to Hake for drawing all those fouls.
Yeah, game's starting to slow down a little bit too, I think. We're moving a little bit slower with these fouls, which I'm not really sure which works in either team's favor.
Storm up 22 here, 8:03 to go. Pass down low to Edmondson. Not blocked by Kurzal, but it definitely got in her way, so she missed it. Arnold makes a girl miss, puts it up, and it's good for the floater. She has 12. Here's Meyer. Defense there good by Hicks, but it gets tipped right back to Edmondson. Edmondson's shot missed, but it goes back up in by Swanson, and she got fouled by Arnold and got the bucket to drop, so she drew the and one. Arnold and Kurzal get checked out. Hake and Giles back in the lineup for the Storm. Bucket no good. Rebounded by Macy Sweetster. Hake now running the point. Hake hands it off to Hicks. Hicks finds Sweetster. Shot no good, just a little too strong on that one. Wildcats moving in transition. Swanson missed her shot. Louis, there, it looks like Soibert wanted to take the charge, but then didn't make her mind up, so she was still moving her feet, just moving along with Swanson. Didn't get called for the foul and ended up making Swanson miss her shot. Giles now down low. She's working her way around the arc. Hake, corner three. just off the mark, defensive board by Edmondson. Good ball movement there by the Wildcats, and they take a timeout. Edmondson makes a basket. They are down 20 now, 6:31 to go. This is Storm Girls Hoops. Welcome back, everybody. Elena Giles set to inbound it to Hake after that made bucket by the Wildcats. Hake running the point. Hicks, open three ball. No good. Offensive board there by Soibert. She throws it away. Tried to get it to Giles. The defense got there first. And Hake gets called for the body. She went for the charge. Didn't think her feet were set, and if they were set, she must have been in the restricted lane.
Yeah, and we talk about it all the time how energizing for a team a charge can be, especially in those close games. Right now, I mean, I don't know how much that would do for the Storm, but when you're in a close game and you take that charge, that can be a huge difference.
Meyer gets the first one to drop. And the second one as well. Hake inbounds it to Hicks. Soibert back to Hicks. Over to Hake. To Giles. Just inside the arc is Giles. No good on the jumper. Defensive board by the Wildcats. Meyer now working in transition. Finger roll layup, good, and the bucket. She'll get the and one.
Basket by Morgan Meyer.
Foul on Maddie Hicks.
Is good. Also number 4, Maddie Hicks. That's her third personal foul. Lauren
Arnold checks back in, replacing Soibert.
At the line shooting and one is Morgan Meyer.
Meyer gets her and one attempt to go, so it's a three-point play. Wildcats within 15. Hake, open three. No good, just off the mark. Defensive board there by Steer. Three ball by Meyer. Short, picked up by Hake. Three ball by Hicks. Good! Assist by Hake.
Hicks for 3.
Steer up top to Syme. Back to Steer. Steer drives. And Hake will get called for the foul. That's her third, team's 8th.
Also number 14, Callan Hake. That's her third personal foul, team 7th. At the line shooting 2 free throws, Ava Steer.
First one good.
Number 30, Lauren Hampson, a senior, comes onto the floor for the first time for Waconia.
Hansen checks in for Swanson. Second one short, rebounded by Hake. Hake gives it to Arnold. Out to Hicks. Back to Hake. Back up top to Hicks. Across to Arnold. Hicks to Arnold. Hake wide open. Gets the look. Good! Assist by Matty Hicks. They are one dangerous duo, Louis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no stopping them when they get hot.
Offensive board there by Steer, and she puts it back up for two.
Number 33, Ava Steer.
4 minutes remaining. Hake either looking to rack up another good shot there by Elena Giles from Hicks. Hake either looking up another 3-ball to tie Maddie Hicks' record, to tie that record as well, or another assist for a double-double. We'll keep an eye on that. Hicks with 7 assists. And Hake gets the defensive board off a missed 3-ball. Hake has 8 boards on the night. Giles finds Linder. And a foul will be called on Waconia.
Subbing in for Waconia, Elena Kevany and Kylie Sazama, replacing Steer and Meyer.
Linder checks out. And Sweetser will check in.
Sweetser in for Avery Linder.
Storm up 20 here with 3 minutes to play. Syme. And then that was Keaveney got her shot blocked by Lauren Arnold. And Lauren Arnold comes away with the steal. Hicks now with it. Across to Arnold, back to Hicks. Arnold gets it stripped away by Keaveney. Hansen gets it blocked by Maddie Hicks. Good defense there. Kurzall, Drury, and Soibert check in for Giles, Hake, and Hicks. That'll be it for them. Hake so close to that double-double. And a triple-double, too, I guess. She'll have many more chances to do that this season, though. Drury forces a jump ball, alternate possession arrow to Waconia. Inbounds pass up top to Sazama. Wildcats working their way around. 3-ball, no good. Defensive board there by Soibert. Drury has it. Kurzall up top to Soibert. She hands it off to Sweetster. Soibert back with it. Now Kurzall. Up to Arnold. Arnold drives. Getting a little shifty with it. And that's 14 on the night for Arnold. A new season high. Just one short of tying her career high at 15. Under a minute to play here. Keaveney, 3-ball good.
Elena Kennedy for 3.
Arnold walking it up the court here. Sweetser down to Kurzall, up to Arnold. Soibert now, hands it off to Drury. Back out to Soibert. Now Kurzall. And if you're Waconia, you just kind of got to let the Storm dribble it out now. Arnold over to Soibert. Your Storm moved to 4-1, 1-0 in conference play, and they win 80-61. Louis, a great performance there by the Storm. What was your takeaway from the whole game?
That second half offensive performance is really what brought it away for the Storm. Hicks and Hake and that duo. Arnold was having a great half, but I don't think I mentioned Kellen Hake enough. I mean, the 3-pointers that she was making, she was rebounding. She had assists, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. She was balling tonight.
And she will be the player of the game tonight, as she almost had a triple-double. And yeah, she had 24 points. She was a plus 16 on the night, only 2 turnovers, 3 steals, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. And then Hicks with 7 assists. So I'm impressed with this Storm team, and they can do some damage in the Metro West this year. They moved to 1-0 in conference play, and they'll move to the top.
Yeah, and I really did not think that Waconia was a bad team. They had some stretches there where they were scoring at will, especially down in the paint. So yeah, I like this win for the Storm.
A reminder to come back on Friday night to join us for a boys basketball game, Prior Lake versus the Storm. Louis, one more thing to say to make them tune in.
Again, like I said earlier, I really think this game is going to be a close one. I think we could have a couple buckets in the last minute that decide that game.
All right, I'm Owen Slindy. Alongside with me is Louis. From out producing this is Ryan Sammons. Have a good night, everyone.